Welcome to the European news on September 28th in 2021. Today we start in Berlin. The general election is unsettling Europe. Long coalition negotiations threaten to slow down the EU, and what to expect from the new federal government is largely unclear, and who will be chancellor. In France there is obviously no illusion. New coalition hoped for by Christmas headlined Le Monde late on Sunday evening. In the past it won't work, at least that seems to be suspected in Paris. Because in view of the German election result, one thing seems certain. The coalition negotiations will be complicated and protracted. Beyond that, however, it's only clear that nothing is clear. And that is especially true for Europe. By the way, if you want to see something from that night, have a look at my Instagram. I posted 2 videos there on the election night. What the next federal government intends to do with Europe only happened on the sidelines during the election campaign. It was a serious failure by politics and the media, criticized European Minister of State Michael Roth from the Social Democrats. The federal election has massive effects on Europe, and Europe is of central importance for Germany. Laschet yesterday again complained about that this topic was missing by the media. But whether climate protection, foreign and defense policy, migration, corona pandemic, anyone who followed the German election campaign could get the impression that it occurs in all of these. Everything depends on what the Germans do. That demand leading European politicians of the German parties must change at the latest in the coalition negotiations. In the election campaign there was no radio silence about Europe. That will change the Free Democrats, said Nicolas Baer, Vice President of the European Parliament and Deputy Federal Leader of the German Liberals. All of Europe looks to Berlin. Jens Geier, head of the German Social Democrats in the EU Parliament, says that this will soon change. We can only solve the major challenges in a European context, says Geier. Geier, on the other hand, cannot imagine that the SPD will do this together with the CDU. The CDU and CSU lost massively in the election. What should we do with them, he said. But Manfred Weber from the CSU, that's the Bavarian party, the group leader of the European People's Party in the EU Parliament, does not want to reunite with the SPD and prefers a Jamaica coalition. We call this Jamaica because of the colors. Black, green, yellow. A future coalition of the center consisting of the Union parties, the Greens and the Liberals would be for the EU the best solution, Weber told Spiegel. There should now be not a long hanging game in Berlin. There are very important decisions to be made in the EU for which a federal government capable of acting is necessary, not to forget the G7 presidency next year. Social Democrat Geier, however, thinks a hanging game is likely. He says people in the Council of Ministers like to wait for Germany, and the EU Commission will not touch any major things until the new federal government is in office, he says. And he says that could stop the EU, although we actually cannot afford to lose a lot of time, especially in climate policy. And Ska Keller, co-leader of the Greens in the European Parliament, is relaxed about a longer waiting period. She said, "We are used in the EU that it can sometimes take a little longer," referring to the Netherlands or Belgium, where coalition negotiations have recently lasted for many months. What is more important is what the next federal government stands for in terms of content. Keller says, if we form a climate government in Berlin, it must also take itself felt in Brussels in the form of an ambitious environment policy. So far, Germany has tended to slow down in this regard. And Martin Schirdewan, co-leader of the left in the European Parliament, on the other hand, does not believe in any significant changes in German EU policy, which is also due to the fact that, according to the projections and the results now, it is not enough for a red-red-green coalition. From my point of view, I must say, thank God. He says for Europe, the coalition options mean either keep it up or keep it up, he says. Neither a traffic light nor a Jamaica coalition would stand for the policy change that Europe needs from Germany. Traffic light means red, yellow, green, the parties. And now we have to go to Brussels. A new Eurobarometer survey on the level of knowledge and attitudes of European citizens about science and technology published on Friday, shows that 9 in 10 EU citizens have a positive overall impact on science and technology, or their rating is positive on that. They expect a number of technologies that are currently being developed to have a positive impact on the way we live over the next 20 years. Most notably, solar energy with 92%, vaccines and technologies to fight infectious diseases with 86%, and artificial intelligence with 61%. In addition, the results show that a large majority of citizens are extremely interested in science and technology with 82% and want to learn more about it in places like town halls, museums and libraries. In many areas, EU citizens have shown increased interest in science and technology over the past few years and have set higher expectations for science and technology and want to become more involved in it. When asked about the areas in which research and innovation can make a difference, citizens mention health and medical care and the fight against climate change most frequently. These results confirm the growing interest in new medical discoveries, which has increased from 82 to 86% since 2010. And now it's European politics, I know, but we go to New York and the United States. At the UN High-Level Dialogue on Energy this week in New York, Executive Vice President for the European Green Deal, Frans Timmermans, and Commissioner for Energy, Kadri Simpson, presented 3 energy compacts in partnership with the International Energy Agency and the International Renewable Energy Agency. In their role as energy access champion and just transition champion in this UN progress, respectively, the Executive Vice President and the Commissioner highlighted the EU's willingness to lead the global efforts to reach universal energy access by 2030 and accelerate the clean energy transition, and showed concretely how the European Green Deal plays a role on the global stage. The 3 UN compacts, which the Commission announced, will contribute to mobilizing the investments necessary to reach universal energy access and to accelerate the clean energy transition around the world. Firstly, a new project with the International Energy Agency will prepare zero-emission energy in the form of roadmaps for countries dependent on coal. The roadmaps will propose inclusive pathways for energy system decarbonization that ensure a just, socially fair transition that leaves nobody behind, while ensuring security of energy supply and growing energy access. From the UK, we know how important that is. Secondly, we will cooperate with the International Renewable Energy Agency to prepare regional energy transition outlooks for Africa, Latin America, and the Caribbean and Europe. They will provide a thorough analysis of the region's potential and options in terms of renewable energy, energy efficiency, infrastructure, energy access, and cross-border cooperation, as well as an assessment of investment needs and socio-economic impact. They will include concrete policy recommendations to achieve the Sustainable Development Goal on energy in line with the 1.5-degree Paris objective. Thirdly, they will work with Denmark, Germany, IRENA and other partners on a green hydrogen compact catalog. This will be designed to give a boost to green hydrogen worldwide, including a commitment to cooperate on renewable hydrogen development with the African Union in the framework of the Africa-Europe Green Energy Initiative. Yeah, that's really a thing. I don't think many people know that. The 3 compacts are strongly linked to EU's climate and energy priorities, in particular universal energy access, just transition, and the promotion of renewable energy, including green hydrogen. The compacts will contribute to achieving the global clean energy transition and complement the EU's commitments on climate finance. The roadmaps and regional energy transition outlooks will be developed by the IEA and IRENA with targeted countries and regions, and will provide opportunities for guiding EU's further energy policy orientations and investment cooperation. The roadmaps and outlooks will also support the Africa-EU Green Energy Initiative to be launched next year. And we go back to Brussels in Belgium. On Friday, the European Parliament, the Council and the Commission celebrated the starting signal for the annual EU Organic Day. The three institutions signed a joint declaration in which they now declared September 23rd to be EU Organic Day. This ties in with the action plan to promote organic production, which the Commission adopted on March 25th in 2021 and which announced the introduction of such a day to raise awareness of organic production. At the signing and opening ceremony, EU Commissioner for Agriculture Janusz Wojciechowski said, "Today we are celebrating organic production and sustainable agriculture, where food is produced in harmony with nature, biodiversity and animal welfare. September 23rd is also the day of the autumn equinox, when day and night are of equal length, a symbol of the balance between agriculture and the environment that fits perfectly with organic production. I am delighted that together with the European Parliament, the Council and the key players in the sector, we are launching this annual EU Organic Day, which is an excellent opportunity to raise awareness of organic production and its key role in it, to illustrate the transition to sustainable food systems. The overall objective of the action plan to promote organic production is to significantly boost the production and consumption of organic products in order to achieve the goals of the farm-to-table strategy and biodiversity strategy, such as reduction in use of fertilizers, pesticides and antimicrobial agents. The organic sector needs appropriate instruments for this growth, which are set out in the action plan. The action plan provides for 23 measures in 3 priority areas: promoting consumption, expanding production, and further strengthening the sustainability of the sector to ensure balanced growth in the organic sector. And I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.